Hello, you with Kate, and in this video I'll show you two ways of elastic cast off. It's very useful when you use 1x1 rib or 2x2 rib and you want it to be elastic. This is my dog's sweater that I made, and here I used the method number 1 of casting off to have elastic end. For this method, you will just need your knitting needles that you're using, or you can also do it with crocheting hook instead of knitting needle. You can see how it looks from the side and from above. And this is method number 2, using needle. I think this one is probably my favorite because of how it looks. I mostly like it when I cast off stitches for the neck. This is 2x2 rib. I'm casting off elastic way with a needle. Let's start with the first one. For the first method, I have a perfect sample. It's nice and stretchy. It's merino yarn from Drops. And when you cast off in the end, you want stitches to be nice and stretchy. And in this first method, you can use your knitting needles. What I would recommend is to take knitting needle half size or size smaller, so the tension would be a little bit different and it would be too tight, because if you will use the same knitting tension as here, it might be too loose. So either use the same knitting needle and just control your tension, make it too tight, not too tight but more tight than this one, or use knitting needles half size smaller or size smaller, or my favorite one is use crocheting hook. It's much more comfortable. But don't worry, I'll show you both ways, with the knitting needle and with the crocheting hook, because this is the edge that I'm going for, and for this edge you just slip every first stitch. So I slip my first stitch, this is the edge stitch. Now my next stitch is purl. Yarn over from you, purl, next stitch is knit, yarn over towards me, and again. Next stitch is purl, yarn over from me, next stitch knit, yarn over towards me, next stitch purl, yarn over from me, next stitch knit, yarn over towards me, and repeat like that. Let me show it one more time. Next stitch is purl, yarn over from me, purl, slip through, slip through. Next stitch, knit, yarn over towards me, and you can already see nice stretchy edge. Now let me show you how you can do it with crocheting hook. This is 2 millimeters, so it's 1.5 size smaller than this one, but it depends on your tension. With crocheting hook, exactly the same. Next one is purl, yarn over from me, yarn over from me, purl, and now hop. Next stitch, knit, yarn over towards me, knit, so it's exactly the same, just easier to slip stitches with the crocheting hook. Next one, purl, yarn over from me, purl, next one, yarn over towards me, next one, purl, yarn over from me, next one, knit, yarn over towards me, so I'm using crocheting hook because slipping stitches through each other, I find it much comfortable with crocheting hook. But it doesn't matter for the result what you use. Let's do a few more with the knitting needle. So every time before the knitted stitch, yarn over towards me, knit, and then slip through, slip through. Every time before purl, yarn over from me, purl, slip through, slip through, yarn over towards me, slip through, slip through, yarn over towards me, slip through, slip through, and close. This sound. And we have nice elastic edge. Method number 2. Exactly the same piece of yarn, exactly the same yarn, exactly the same 1x1 rib, but for this one I will use a needle. This is the needle for knitting. First I'm gonna cut off the edge. I use 3 times the length and just a little bit more just in case. This end goes into the knitting needle. Now, you don't have to do this next step, but it's much easier with it. I take 2 extra needles, doesn't matter which size, and I will put knitting stitch on one needle and purled on other. Knit. I don't need this end. Why am I holding it? Knit, purl, knit, purl, knit. When it's not a little piece but a big knitted project, I just do few at a time. The next few stitches, few at a time, next few stitches. And also, once you learn how to do it with 2 needles and understand how it works, you wouldn't even have to do this step. Now I separated knitting stitches in one needle, purl stitches on other needle. My yarn is here, so let's start from the purled one. First, I will go inside one purl stitch. If I would knit it with a knitting needle, I would go like this, right? So I go to the first purl stitch as I'm about to purl it and take it off. And for the other purl stitch, I go as I would knit it, so like the opposite, what I would do. Then the same for the front now. I go into the first stitch, it's a knitted stitch. I go into it like I'm about to knit it. And on the other second stitch, I go from the other side, like I'm about to purl it. So I do right, wrong. Now again to the purl stitches. Do exactly the same as I'm about to knit the stitch in the right way. So this is a purl stitch, so as if I would purl it the right way, and then the wrong way because it's a purl stitch, and I go inside like I'm about to knit. Now again, knitted stitches. I go as if I'm about to knit and take it off. To this one, I go like if I'm about to purl and leave it on the needle. Now 2 purl stitches and continue like this. Once you did it a couple of times, you might not need to put your stitches into needles anymore. It's not necessary, it just makes it a bit easier to understand and easier to remember and not get confused. Because you do 1 needle, right, wrong, and second one as if you need it, so right way, take it off, wrong, and this is the edge that you have. I really like it. I think this is my favorite one. If you're knitting in a circle, then the next one you would knit this one is right side as you're about to knit, and the one that you have next you would go as you're about to, so you will just keep the move that I just showed you, but the second stitch you would use the stitch that's already here. But if you're not doing it in a circle, then we can just close it off. And this is the edge that we have. Option 1 and option 2. Which one do you like more? I think I like this one more, but sometimes I think this one is better. Well, I like both of them. Which one do you like more?